Hello, Koji here again. October the 24th, it is today still. Just a short while before midnight. Anyway, I still wanted to record this because this is really important and this is such powerful information. This is what this coming week between the 25th and the 30th of October mainly. This is a very powerful week. One can say this is probably one of the most powerful weeks of this whole year. Why do I say that? Because of the energies which are activated within our electromagnetic grid, each human being, each being actually. This is a decoding of the astrological information. It goes back to the human design system, which is the integration of astrology, the I Ching, the tree of life, and the chakra system. And this is the graph here. If you decode your own birth chart, you will see something of that sort. Actually, it looks more that way to be okay, I cannot show you this here. Maybe I show it to you here as I'm trying to. Okay, so this is how it looks with red and black colors. This is the overlay of two different charts. Anyway, I don't want to go into this. This is for another day when we are specifically talking about that. This is now just one single moment. This is October the 26th when all these channels are activated. Now, what does that mean really, channels activated? Let me just give you a little bit of an introduction here so you understand truly what I'm talking about. This is the overlay of the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching over the zodiac. This is a particular sequence which goes back to Fu Si, one of the ground founders of the I Ching. And this is a very powerful sequence based on the binary code. Now, these, actually that's on my website if you're interested in getting that information, thecosmosofin.org, and then you go to Zodiac I Ching, and you will find that, and I give you the decoding of all the exact degrees of where these hexagrams are, from which to which degree, and then here is even the breakdown of the different lines. Anyway, that's just for those of you who are interested in going deeper here and applying this information in their own way, in their own charts, and experiment with it. So, for example, the nodes right now are in this segment. The South node is in Sagittarius in 34, and the North node in Gemini in hexagram 20. And when we look at the diagram, that is 34 here, and that is 20 here. So that is that main connection within what's called the integration channel, which is the only structure within this graph, as you can see if you look a bit closer, which has such a complexity in it. Now, the teaching goes that these are the oldest channels of spirit expressing itself, being able to manifest itself in physical form. So this is the electromagnetic wiring of animate nature of the plant and the animal kingdom. Whenever some of these channels are activated, then we have a strong connection with our nature, with nature in general. So I would say this is the big saving grace, that the nodes are in this section of the zodiac for so long. They are in here since the 4th of September into the 18th of January 2022. That is the saving grace. That is what is helping us to come back to the essentials, what really matters on this planet right now, is to make this connection stronger, because that's what the whole dark AI force wants to cut us off from, is the connection to nature. They want to replace it by something artificial, inbuild some brain links, and then make us turn into machines, and that whole robotization, these jabs, injections, or whatnot, that goes in the same direction to wire us into a greater AI network, as many researchers have pointed out. So that's what we are up against, and that's why this is so powerful and so important to have this root to nature. Now, it so happens that this gate here, 57, if we quickly zoom back here, that is where Mercury has been twice already. That is between the degrees 15 and 20 degree and something in Libra. As you know, Mercury has been in the sign of Libra for a long time, and still is. It entered Libra actually on the last day of August, went forward and into the late degrees here of Libra, where it turned retrograde, then had its second visit of 57, and then just a few days ago turned direct again here in the 10th degree, and is now on its way toward 57 again. And 57, that is intuition, that is our physical body's awareness to perceive what's going on around us. That's connected to the spleen. You see that the polarization here of these two chakras, it's actually the third chakra polarized, as my understanding is, into the spleen, which rules the physical awareness, and the solar plexus, which is the emotional awareness center. So when the spleen is activated, we have a very strong connection to our physical body and know what's good for it. And that is very, very important in our present times. So the main channel here, as I said, is the backbone in my understanding of these integration channels. That's where the lunar nodes are. Then Mercury filled in here between September 11 and 17, October 6 and 16. The Sun and Mars were here involved too in this time, activating that gate 57. And now, finally, Mercury moving direct again on the 26th to the 30th. We're having that third time of activation. Now, why is this so important? Because Mercury coming in, defining two additional channels here in this big structure of the integration channel, the 57 to 34, which is the channel of power. Now I will refer you here to this source, which I'm always very much enjoying to use. That's a resource here, Human Design Tools, humandesign.tools. You will find that if you're interested, and it gives you here the explanation of all these 32 different channels. So this particular channel is intuition empowered. Intuition empowered is the source and the root of our ability to be able to survive. Of all the forces, of all the life forces that we can look at, if we are going to measure them in the context of survivability, This is it. This is the preeminent survival mechanism. It's also very odd, in other words, when you're looking at symmetry, the thing that is so interesting. Anyway, it keeps going on here. I just want to give you the grid of it. So the other one, which is really also, okay, let me just go back here to this one for a sec. So this is 5734. This is the power, the sacral power, giving a voice to intuition is then the 20, that is the manifestation center, and then the 20 and the 57, that's called the brainwave. Let's just go to this one, and I also want to read you the essence here of what it says. So this is kind of the key phrase here. The most profound function of this channel is to empower others to be intelligent. It is the voice of intuition. And if we link these forces, these channels together, then this is really intuition, 57, empowered, 34, that speaks, 20, with charisma and conviction. Okay, let me read that again. This is a key sentence, and this is really at the source of what we are experiencing right now on our planet, experienced by each and every human being, regardless on which continent where they are. This is what the transiting planets are activating in each human being. Intuition empowered, which speaks with charisma and conviction. Now, this is not all. It so happens that just today, with Uranus moving backwards into 24 again, that this channel got activated again. Now, this channel already was activated in 2020 between mid-May and the end of November. And back then I said this is really the activation of the collective pineal gland. This is the main channel of awareness, the connecting link between mental awareness and the higher sources of information, of wisdom. This is the main antenna of bringing in direct information, direct insight into what is Uranus and Pluto. Pluto in 61, Uranus in 24. And if we go here back quickly to the grid, I'll show you where these two are at. So we have here 24, that is the degrees 737 till 1315 of Taurus, and as I say, Uranus just moved backwards over that mark of 13 degrees and 15 minutes earlier today, and Pluto already is in 61 here for another few months, actually into mid-January. That's when it will move on into the next hexagram, and therefore will move into a different position. But up to that point, this channel will be defined. Awareness, naturally, very simple. This is an important ingredient that we can see to through deceptions to recognize what really matters, what is really true. 61, inner truth. 24, return, the forces of spring. And then on top of that, and this is really what makes this even more powerful is this channel here, 50 to 27, which will be activated by Mars and Earth. Let's go back here again quickly to this diagram to show you where these two are. So Earth, that is 27, that is when the Sun will get into hexagram 28 from 2 degrees Scorpio till 7 degrees 37 Scorpio. While the Sun is in this area, the Earth, always at the opposing end of the zodiac, is in 27, which is nourishment. And this gate is interacting with gate number 50, where Mars also today entered, that is 26 degrees 22 minutes and 30 seconds into 2 degrees Scorpio. That is for the next few days active, only for a few days. So Earth and Mars, and again this is this connection. Now this is a very, very important one because it is a tribal circuit and it is all about survival. Let me read you, I did take a few notes here out of that. So 50, that is the gate where Mars is in, causes one to pay attention to the fear of responsibility, to what it might be responsible for. Okay. All the gates of the spleen deal with some or other form of fear. So this is the fear of responsibility. Think of all the people in power who are not doing the right thing. (27) where Earth is. This is the sacral power which provides the energy to respond, together, tuned into the need of others. What others need in order to feel good. The willingness to do something about it. This also means that people may get very resentful of those not caring. Okay, there will be some really big awakenings happening in these coming few days. It will be astonishing the momentum we are gaining as a populace. People who really see through the layers of deception and understand what's really going on. We will be able to literally light a fire so big that so many of those who still have no clue what's really going on will start waking up in big ways. That's really what's happening, and this will be the precursor for all the big action then to be enabled through the awakening from the grassroots up. So this is the background here, and now I want to show you a little bit of astrology here too, as because each of these moments when these channels are activated are again initiations, moments when something new comes in, when a seed is planted. So this was earlier today, when Uranus was moving backwards over this mark of 13 degrees 15 for Greenwich. And those of you who have just watched my earlier video will already remember the 12th, 13th degree of Sagittarius and Gemini being really powerful degrees in reference to the American nation and to hold the whole freedom movement, with the great attractor up here. And the black moon, Ceres, that whole theme of revealing the dark stuff, of dishing it out, of harvesting in a way, bring everything out into the open. And the moon here, exactly at the 4th house cusp, on the 0 meridian here. Also the vertex point, which is the higher dimensional descendant, where we are heading towards in a more spiritual way, here towards Orcus, opposing Nessus and all those other ones which are helping to transmute those negative energies, allow for a transformation. So this is just when Uranus shifted energies now. The next chart here I have is for when Mars was changing signs, activating this channel of preservation, which I just mentioned, which is so important as it addresses that responsibility towards others and the fear of not living up to that, and all the issues involved in this. And this is such a major theme right now, as I say, with all the people who are really not doing the right thing for whatever reason, if they're coerced or if they're controlled from above, threatened, blackmailed, you name it. Interesting, here again globally, Hygeia, Makemake rising, Salacia on the other side. The very fact that Hygeia is tuning into this major opposition here, which is a key theme for many, many years to come still, which is basically the joy, Salacia, of cleaning up and rebuilding, of working on what has been spoiled, which is the hexagram, which rules this area of the zodiac, hexagram 18 from 352 in Libra till 930. So it is that whole section where these two planets are having multiple oppositions in these years. The ascendant is in here also. It is about cleaning situations, improving on mistakes which have been made. I want to keep it not too long, so let's just move on. That's now when the Sun enters 2 degrees Scorpio. Thus, the Earth on the other side entering hexagram 27. So you see within short sequence, Mars at 4:23 a.m. early Monday morning in Greenwich, and the Sun 5:03 a.m. So this is just boom boom simultaneously getting activated for the next few days. So this is a major force of awakening too, as I mentioned. And this is now the Sun crossing that degree, and again you see, I mean, Mercury, you can't make that stuff up. It's just really, really amazing how, if you think, if we had the math, we could have predicted this hundreds of years ago. That's how precise the planetary motions can be calculated ahead of time. So this is really showing that what is playing out right now in this time and age, the story has been written a long, long ago. This is just now playing out. It's amazing. I mean, astrology is just really makes you think about free will and destiny and fate and things like that. I keep saying the free will really is that we have a choice in our attitude towards what is happening. We can either go along with it and cooperate, or we can fight it and resist. That is about as much freedom as we have. And the more we agree to go with the flow, the more we see that everything we experience is in our favor in the end. Existence is always helping us. Existence is always in our favor, even though it might not appear at some point. Arrochot here at the fourth house cusp to go together with Hilonome. Again, this is when the Earth is entering that hexagram 27 of nourishment. Nourishment is what is brought to us through and activated hexagram 50, the cauldron, a really beautiful combination of energies, the cauldron, hexagram 50, where Mars is and Earth in 27. Nourishment. Arrochot, Hilonome, the great sacrifice, even sacrificing her life to be with her beloved. It's unconditional in many ways. That's what Hilonome represents, unconditional love. Arrochot, seeing the whole picture, everything is being opened, all the windows, all the hidden and concealed pieces of information are coming to the forefront. Mercury rising. I mean, it couldn't be more exact. You see 8 minutes of arc here in Greenwich, the global chart. Then this is then on Tuesday morning when Mercury gets back into this hexagram 57. Again, just zooming back here quickly to show you what I mean here. Once more, this is hexagram 57. This is activating this multi-channel complexity of intuition empowered, which speaks with charisma and conviction. So that is then active from the 26th through the 30th of October. Yes, helped by all these other forces which I was telling you just a minute ago. Now, I guess what again stands out is Mercury. The perfect T-square here with the ascendant and the descendant. I guess this is a pretty special placement. Again, I just want to focus on the most outstanding features of these charts. That is the same chart, Mercury changing into hexagram 57 as seen from the American nation's capital. The 29th degree of Leo. President Trump's rising degree, among many other things. Regulus is up here. Regulus, the heart of the lion, Alpha Leonis also named. I talked about that one many times. It's a powerful vortex in space, churns, and in that sense creates an attraction, an attractive force, emanates lots of energy, this spot in space. This is the same moment for Phoenix, Arizona, the future capital of the United States. Pluto here at the 4th house cusp. Metamorphosis, change, entering a new chapter for sure. Again, this is just that one moment when Mercury shifts, but this again is a seed moment, and the next 4 or 5 days will definitely be initiating some huge shifts. Okay, Ceres. I thought that was an interesting little addition here to what I'm showing you here, as Ceres is so important right now. Exactly aligned with the black moon on the 26th. On the ascendant in Greenwich. Again, that's the global chart. If you listen to my earlier video, then you know that already. That is really the signature of disclosure here in a much bigger way. The black moon has been here in this sign now already probably about 2 months plus, maybe I guess 3 months plus. So Mercury is the ruler of Gemini naturally, with the black moon in there. It's really spilling out of all the cracks. All the information is coming out. It's unstoppable. And Ceres is making sure that it gets onto fertile soil, that it's heard, that it's sprouting, and that it's becoming widely known. This is very special, shows the importance of this combination of energies, that when they have their exact meeting, that this is dead on the global ascendant here. And I just thought this was interesting when Ceres turned direct just 14 days ago in Greenwich at the 0 meridian. Uranus was dead on in midheaven, kind of announcing that the next few months regarding Ceres, we will see many surprises, many powerful shifts. This also could include some bigger earth changes stuff, because Ceres is always involved in that kind of thing too, earthquakes and bigger shakings of earth as such, shifts and changes and whatnot. So this was a clear sign that these next few months will have something which wake us up. This is the same chart as before. This one here is the one for Greenwich with those two guys and the ascendant for the 26th of October. That is the same one for Washington DC again, the capital of the American nation. Again, the 24th degree of Scorpio and Taurus. That's again exactly President Trump's degrees, just the other way around. His midheaven is 2418 Taurus. I find that again very interesting. All that kind of hints that he is involved in some way or other there. He's definitely someone not to be forgotten in this equation, and he shows up in such ways. The moon here squaring Chiron, again hinting at the resolution of emotional, I would not say problems, but definitely discrepancies. This is the midpoint of this moment when Ceres and the black moon are exactly conjunct on the 26th with the American nation's natal chart. The moon down here, 0 degrees Scorpio. We can expect what that implies, that square to the black moon here too. Yes, I think some bigger disclosures are coming through seriously now. The time has come. This is the red October we're in. Then just the day after, on Wednesday, there is the heliocentric Ceres-Sedna conjunction that is now as seen from the Sun, and here you see the two. And if we make a parallel, move it parallelly from Greenwich at that moment over to the Sun's grid, then we see that the equatorial ascendant here is on that conjunction too. So this is again showing this is a major theme. Ceres and Sedna, again something which has been initiated in July already, which is the theme of that whole half year between July and January 2022, of unpacking all the dark and difficult and whatnot. It's not an easy time, but it's not that things are worse than they have been. It's just that all that dark stuff is coming to light. Actually, light is what is added into the equation here. That's why all of a sudden we see all those difficult and dark things. They have been here all along for a long time, for thousands of years probably. Now it's all pulled out of the box. Pandora's box is opened. That might be a good way to say it here. And here also this T-square with the ascendant with Hygeia, very meaningful. And last but not least, I have here this same moment, October 27, when Ceres and Sedna have their heliocentric conjunction. That is how it's looking from Earth's perspective. and the geographic location Washington. And once more, what we see here is Sirius and the black moon now, here as seen from Earth's perspective at the 4th house cusp. Another confirmation that all which I just said is definitely underlined once more with Pallas here at the east point, the equatorial ascendant. It's about analyzing it all and understanding and sorting it into our reality grid, coming to terms with what is. That is the big task we are asked to work through as a collective, to come up to date, to realize what really this reality entails. Anyway, got probably a little longer than I wished. I'm sorry I can't keep it much shorter. There's just too much to say. But thanks for listening if you have come that far. And again, please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Okay, have a lovely week. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the roller coaster. It's definitely an epic time and a wonderful time to be alive in. I mean, no question. Why would 8 billion people choose to be incarnated at this time in history? The most ever, as far as we know, in history. Never there have been that many souls assembled here. We all came here for a reason, because this is the great moment of evolution. This is an enormous chance for personal evolution and for collective evolution from wherever we are at personally. I'll leave it at that. Thank you again and talk to you soon.